Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. We are gonna jump into this look today. It's a chit chat, get ready with me, and we're gonna be doing a little bit of a trauma dump. I'm gonna talk about the negative experiences that I've had from talking about the Troubled Teen Girls Camp. So if you wanna see kind of the way that this has affected my life and what I think is probably happening to other people who have shared this experience with me, the family side of it all, the drama side of like what goes on behind the scenes when you talk about these things, because other people are involved, not just me and the teen camp, but also like my family, and there have been some disputes. So if you want to hear about that, then just keep watching. Also, today we do have a collaboration with Irresistible Me. I'm wearing their extensions, the Rooted Blonde. I'll have the exact ones linked below if you're interested. So if you want to see how we got this look, we're going to start with our hair and then we're going to jump into the makeup and story time. So thank you for watching. If you've been watching for a while, please hit that subscribe. It would mean the world to me. And also, I'm going to go ahead and announce the Life In giveaway for next week's video. So make sure to come back and check it out. Okay? Let's get into it. I always store my clip-in extensions from Irresistible Me in the canister, but I pulled them out and fluffed them up because let's be honest, it's been a while since I've been blonde. My friend took me a little bit blonder, so I'm so excited to use these again. It's been months. So we're gonna start by clipping these in. I like to just go ahead and section like right above the ears and put my lowest piece there. So I'm just gonna clip in my first piece, and you guys can kind of see in the mirror what the back looks like. And also my hair is like needing to be washed at the moment, but I'm trying to get a couple extra days out of it, so these extensions are gonna help me do that. Because I wanna look pretty without washing and heat styling my hair. I'm trying to heal it. I've been trying to heal it. And I think the clip-ins sometimes save me from the heat styling because these hold a style. So now we're gonna go in with the big piece and I'm gonna push it as far down as possible because it's so full. Sometimes I don't even use this piece because this is like mega volume, like super thick. It goes a long way. Now let's put some smaller pieces to blend them in. I'm gonna put a 3 and a 3 on each side. The biggest thing is blending them to your natural hair. So a little 3-piece. And I do want to be blonde today. Ugh, I've missed being blonde. I started to have like, this is stupid, but I started to have like an identity crisis because my hair was getting darker and darker. And the blonde and the tips was so grown out that like, all of a sudden, overnight one day, I was a brunette and I couldn't handle it, and that seems dumb. It is dumb, but I've been getting my hair highlighted and bleached since I was 15. No, more like, way earlier than that. My mom was highlighting my hair with Garnier Fructis since I was like a little girl. And then my dad started taking me to salons to highlight my hair, probably around 13 or 14. So let's do the 2-piece instead. And I still have a bunch of pieces left that I'm not even gonna use. It's better to have too much than not enough. I've learned that with hair extensions. I just stood up and parted my hair out because I like it to a little to the side. And I'm just gonna put a couple of these little babies around the face to help blend it, but oh my God, am I excited these extensions match my hair again. Yes. I'm getting blonder and blonder and blonder. I don't even know what to do with myself. I feel like Shakira. Okay, so these are Irresistible Me. I'll put the exact style and length and color in the comments. I know they're the Rooted Blonde, but Irresistible Me did sponsor today's video, so thank you, Irresistible Me. I love the extensions. And yeah, if you guys want to check them out, there will be links and everything that you need to know below. They've also held up really well. I think I've had these for over a year now, and they're in good shape. I just brush them out when I use them and keep them in the canisters. I try to kind of like carefully place them in so they don't get all crunchy and so that they hold their curl. But yeah, I'm really loving them, honestly. Let's use a little concealer for the eye. I haven't done my bottom concealer, but I have a bit of foundation on just to speed things up because, like I said, I'm just so slow nowadays. I'm just like too much of a chatty Cathy. But I've been wanting to do this video for a while because it kind of explains why sometimes I don't talk about the troubled teen thing. First of all, I'm so past it. I'm still frustrated that it's a thing. I'm still frustrated that the one that I went to is still going on. I'm still frustrated that it ever happened to me, but at the same time, like, I'm 30, this happened 15 years ago now. Like, I'm well, I'm good. And so sometimes I am like digging into the past to try to like think of something to tell you guys. So lately I've just been waiting until it feels natural and until I have like an authentic memory to talk about, and then I talk about it. So yeah, I definitely feel the pressure to both get over it and both talk about it, because some people are like, why are you still talking about this? And then some others are like, why aren't you talking about it? So I don't know. There's no good answer. Truthfully, I don't know the answer to either one. I just do what I feel like doing. So today I felt like talking about it, and I also feel like addressing like how it's affected me to talk about it, because this is a tense conversation in my family. Like, this is something that, first of all, I wasn't able to talk about for a really, really long time, because every time I tried to talk about it, like, first of all, I didn't talk about it with my dad because it's just like, was like talking to a wall when I was younger. So that, not an option to talk to him. Then if I would talk to my mom, which she's going to see this video probably, if I would talk to my mom, then she would start crying and apologizing, and it would make me feel bad. So I just couldn't talk about it. And then on top of it, I didn't really understand the whole thing until I got older. Like, the more I've talked about it on YouTube and on TikTok, the more I've come to an understanding about what happened, and actually the more clear it is to me as well. So there's so many reasons for not talking about it when I was younger, but also like I needed to mature a lot to understand, like, wait, hold on, that was not my fault. Because forever in school and growing up, I was always labeled as like a bad kid, like a bad girl. So when I went to the school, I'm gonna use that dark color there, of course I was like, internalized it and was like, oh yeah, this is obviously because I'm a bad girl. I've known my whole life that I'm a bad girl. Like, I've been spanked, I've been hit with belts, I've been chastised, I've been punished. And then on top of that, like, not only like was I a bad girl, I wasn't actually, but well, in some ways I was. Not only was like I a bad girl in my family unit, but then when I went to school, I had an older sister, two older sisters, but one who was kind of naughty and acted out because of her childhood and stuff. And so again, then in school, all the other families, and I lived in kind of like a small tight-knit community that I joined when I started going to school, which was in the 5th grade. So when I joined, I was immediately labeled again as a bad girl. Like, she's bad, and a lot of kids weren't allowed to like hang out with me. So I am gonna do a like Khaleesi. So what do you think happened? I rose to the occasion and kind of became what people were projecting onto me. And I did do some stuff. Like, I just told this story last week about how I like was a regular shoplifter at CVS. I don't think I explained how regular it was. I was in there, I was stealing. I was taking makeup because my parents wouldn't buy me makeup, and I'm obviously really keen on makeup. Look at me, I'm 30 years old. Some things never change. I want to use that crazy color. Wait, but that's not going to be beautiful. Should I try to be beautiful? You know, let's use this one. Oh, fuck, what should I use? I want to, oh no, that's a cool color. We are going to use that first color. It's called Zen. This is the swatch. I hope it doesn't look muddy. Let's just use it. So I rose to the occasion. I was stealing, I was experimenting, absolutely. But also I came from a really religious home where I was like spanked for things. I was kind of intensely punished. Like once I went over to my friend Lexi's house and we watched Casper the Ghost, because in her home, that was not a bad movie. And like, I was excited to watch that because I wasn't allowed to watch a lot of popular movies on TV. I was homeschooled. And so I was like a really little girl when this happened, like 10 or under. I went over there and of course I didn't tell my friend I wasn't allowed to watch Casper. I just watched it. And then when we got back home, my mom said, well, oh, what did you do at Lexi's? And my little sister says, we watched a bad movie. And I was like, I'm gonna kill you. My little sister and I, when we were little, we were always at odds because she was always doing stuff like that. You know, it's just classic little sister. I wasn't allowed to go back to any of my friends' houses for like a month. So I was just getting punished a lot for like kind of normal things. I always felt like I was bad. I always felt like I was a sinner. We were always told in church that we're sinners. My dad was really brutal, just saying that we're bad, you know? So like I said, when it came time to send me away to Alabama, for the first few years after I got out, I was like, yeah, I obviously went to Alabama because I was bad. I felt like it was like a mistake that I needed to like own and be like, yeah, I went because I was bad. That makes sense, cause and effect. But now that I'm older and my brain has developed a little more, I'm like, obviously pissed. So now, all these years later, like I've made peace with my family. I've kind of started to recover from that. I am starting to, I've realized that it's not me, etc., etc. All these years later, I tell one story, it goes so viral, everybody who knows me sees it. It jumpstarts also like a career, kind of a new career in social media, because I never thought that I would have a YouTube channel or anything like that. I always kind of like wanted one, but I never had the confidence, and I definitely would never choose to kind of be in this niche of talking about this all the time. It just kind of happened, and people liked the stories, so I continued talking about them. But also, I'm getting this kind of new start to life, to my career, a lot of healing. I feel better after unloading everything on social media, which is crazy because I'm both at the same time a private person and also an oversharer. I think my family, who obviously are a big subject in this whole debate, was it right or wrong? Was it warranted? Why did they do that? They're the ones in the hot seat. I'm not in the hot seat because I was a little kid. And I'm starting to also realize that I always put myself in the hot seat, and now kind of the tables are turned. So all these years later, I've made peace with my family. I've never gone no contact. Nothing like that has ever happened. I was briefly no contact with my dad, but that's been resolved for like 10 years. So now, all of a sudden, one day, my family, I had to tell them that the first video is going viral. And then not only did the first video go viral, but I felt vindicated and I kept sharing because it felt good to get it out. And then they're like, what the heck? Like, my family has been thrown under the bus. And for what reason? It's kind of my bad. Like, for what reason am I still talking about it? It feels good for me to talk about. So there's kind of also like an ongoing moral dilemma in my mind every time I talk about it. Let's try to use this old Makeup Forever glitter. I saw a makeup artist use this week and it looked really pretty, but I have one and I never really use it. So it's just lately it's been a reality check that me talking about it is potentially hurting other people that I love and care about. So there's like no right way to go about it. And like all things, this is gonna pass. And one day, like, it's gonna be way old news. It's almost becoming that way. I've been talking about this for about a year. And like, it's kind of like getting to the point where I've told most of the stories. In LA, a lot of things have happened. There's always more to share, always. But I'm kind of hoping that at one point this will be water under the bridge, because there's some people in my family who are really mad at me. Let's put some of this Tude cream shadow on the lower lash line. This is kind of a complicated product, I'm not gonna lie. But if it's like in an area like this, it's great. Sometimes the Tude products on the lids, I love the liners, but the shadows can be like, they can pick up other products. Also for the stories, like I'm primarily sharing because one, it gets it off my chest. Every time I share a story that just all of a sudden comes to my memory, I feel like I release it and I can heal and move forward. But the problem is I can't choose who sees them. If I could put a little setting on each video that would navigate anybody who knows me, my parents, my grandparents, my employer, etc. Like if I could put that marking on each video, I would, because I don't want anybody to be negatively affected by what I'm saying or feel like they're being talked about on the internet. I don't want to be talked about on the internet. And like, I think I also try to talk respectfully of my parents and like also explain the apologies and explain like everything they've done for me since. But at the same time, because of how the story went and because of my age at the time, they are involved in the story, like being exposed and being kind of like found out, which is not my goal. But yeah, talking about these things, I think has for sure hurt some members of my family and put some of them under scrutiny. And you guys, I can't control the comments, and sometimes I don't see certain comments. I try to delete any that I think might be seen, but there are so many comments all the time that I can't keep up with it, that I think can be seen by my mom, my dad, my grandma, my uncle, my aunt. And one day my uncle, it was funny, one day he said this to the group, but I think he was talking to me. He was like, just so everybody knows, I don't watch any of you guys' social media because I want you to be able to share and live your life without knowing that I watch. And I was thinking, are you talking about me? But I really appreciated that, because also social media is a small part of life. You only see what's being shown. And for me, what has become my social media presence has been these stories, and it's all you see about my life. And there's a lot of other things that are kind and nice that my parents have done for me and to me. So I liked that he said that. By the way, this is a Tower 28 Super Swipe concealer. My favorite concealer right now is actually the Pacifica one, but this one's right in front of me, and this is also very good. I think it's actually a little bit more cover, no, not more coverage, more matte, a little more matte. The Pacifica one just has my heart. I think it's because it's one, special to me, two, a little cheaper, only by like $4, and three, a little creamier, like down the line. Like this is super creamy right now, but the Pacifica, like it doesn't get dry throughout the day, you know? This one doesn't get dry, but it's more matte. And I need kind of an illuminated under eye without being shiny because I have dark circles. This one is really good too. It's just, it's my number 2. Pacifica, this one, and then probably like Maybelline. So yeah, also, it goes beyond me. Like a lot of people who have been through these schools and stuff, they don't talk about it publicly because of their family because they don't want to throw them under the bus, and because families don't really know exactly what goes on. Like, I read an email that my mom sent to my sister this week, and she said, Teen Challenge worked for my older sister, Hannah. She came back and she was all of a sudden this amazing person. And she actually was for some time, and then 6 months later she started acting up, and then they brought her back. So it was kind of like, it wasn't like a true change, but my mom thought it was. So that's also why she sent me. She thought that this was like a true thing that worked, and she thought I was safer there. My friend did pass away 2 weeks after she sent me, and my mom always says, maybe that would have been you. So that's kind of also like what she thought and what my parents thought. So yeah, these videos are, they're not beloved by everyone. Let's just say that. And not everybody is happy that I have a new YouTube channel and that I have another platform to talk about these things. Not everybody is happy about that. And that, in turn, hurting other people hurts me. Period. Like, I've been having a couple problems with a family member about the subject, and it hurts me that it hurts them, and there will almost not be any resolution until I shut up, and I don't know when the day will be when I will shut up, if it will happen ever. I don't know, because at the same time, it's beyond us. It's still going on. Camps are still hurting kids. And I think I won't stop talking about it until that changes. If the center I went to was closed, it would be a lot easier to stop talking about it. Like, I could talk about it like it was an old wives' tale or whatever. Like, oh, as I get older, like when I was younger, I went to this place and this is what happened there. But this is still like a really real reality for a lot of people. And also, it's an extremely isolating experience. And I love when I read messages saying that you make me feel less alone. Sharing your experience has made me understand that I'm not a bad person, that I'm not inherently evil and defective. That helps people. So it's like, it's hurting one, but helping another. And I think I rather help another, to be honest. And also it's helping me. And something about me is that it says in all of my horoscope things and stuff that I am self-centered. Colourpop 1111 collection is out and I like it. But it always says that I'm self-centered and I'm self-driven. And it's not saying that necessarily in a bad way, but it's true. I am. I'm thinking about me, and I'm thinking about young girls. I'm not thinking about like older people who have let me down in life, who have abandoned me, etc. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about number one, which is me. And like, I'm not trying to hurt anybody, but inevitably it has happened that I've hurt people that I care about, that I love, and I don't want to, but it's like just the reality of the situation. And it's something I've really been wanting to share, but I haven't really had the words to do it, or the energy, or the time, because August was like decompression for me, and then September was like depression for me, because it was the month that my sister passed. So now I'm getting back into it, and we'll see what happens. It kind of goes in waves. So if you're ever wondering, if you haven't heard me talk about this stuff for a while, I will. I'm just not ready yet. Okay, I'm back, and I did put a lash on while the camera is cooling down, and it's this AF94 Lash 01. It's kind of like soft, a little spiky, and kind of like fairy vibes, which is what I'm going for because, you know, the hair. So let's do our lips together and maybe a tiny touch of powder, and then that will be the look. You know what's your favorite lip combo? When it's in your purse. So this Kaja, and doesn't this look dark for me? But it's not, and it's my favorite part of my lip routine right now. The Plum Paloma Juicy Glass Lip Oil from Kaja with Bosom Friend, which is discontinued, but you could use nude, what's it called? Creme de Nude in place of this. The Palladio lip stain, because I've been dating. Not multiple people, one person. And when you're getting to know somebody, you need your lipstick to stay on. So I go like this under every single lipstick combo. Sometimes I put other lip liners on top, sometimes I don't. But this keeps your lips with some sort of color on them. It is like so good. Another one I like that's a touch lighter than this is the Kiko Milano one in the shade 09. I haven't tried any of the others, but I need to. So good. Okay, so it's dark. Then it's light. A little too light. But then you put the Paloma gloss. It looks like it's plum, but on the skin, it's more pink. And that marries the two shades. It's my favorite lip combo. I don't think I really need any more blush. Sometimes I'm tempted, but I'm not gonna do that. And maybe I'll just do a light dusting of neutral set, like a tiny bit, because lately I haven't been too oily because I've been exfoliating a lot. And I haven't really been needing to like powder that much. Certain times of the month I have to use a lot of powder, and then other times I only use a little. So I'm just gonna go in these lines and I'm gonna leave the rest, because these lines get all oily and yucky, but the rest stays fresh and glowy and I like it. By the way, the base I put on off camera today was Purely's BB. It's my favorite. I like BB creams more than foundations. And then later, I find that my makeup can be easily retouched. So like, why do I have to cook on all this powder unless I'm going somewhere? I'm not really going anywhere today, so I'm not gonna. If I was going, I would bake it for sure, but like, I don't have anything important to do. Now let's take the hair down. And you guys, again, the extensions and the length and the color will be all below. And I don't know if I should wear it down or clipped back. Kind of like it down, but for some reason I always like it more clipped back. What was it? Regina George. And she's like, Erin, you look so sexy with your hair clipped back. Katie, what do you think? And Katie's like, push back. So let me know what you think. This is the look. Thank you for getting ready with me. I haven't done many trauma dumps lately because I was in my pit of depression, and just when that happens, like, everything in my life is meaningless. So I'm like, why would I do a trauma dump? Which is so bad because they're fun, but this was a little bit of one. So yeah, check out Irresistible Me down below if you like the hair. And then also every product and every little item I used will be tagged. And if I cannot find it in the tag, then I will put it in lists. It's so much easier to tag. I used to be able to tag everything in the video. Lately, I've not been able to find some of my favorite things. Let me know what you think about this look in the comments down below. I love you guys. I love your comments. I'm kind of feeling like I'm getting back into it, so I'm gonna be a little bit more reliable with my full format posting. So yeah, thank you guys for getting ready with me. I love you dearly, and I'll see you for the next one.